What if I told you that after 28 years of sobriety, I still remember exactly what it feels like to want to drink? And what if I told you something even more surprising? That fighting that desire was the worst thing I could have done. I'm Dr. Donald Crowe, and in my 40 years as a physician, I watched thousands of patients lose everything to alcohol. You'd think watching that wreckage every day would have been enough to save me from falling into the same trap. It wasn't. Back then, my constant companion was the desire to drink. I fought it. I ran from it. I tried to drown it out. And for decades, it won. When I did succeed in not drinking for a time, I assumed the desire would leave, or at least be manageable. What I found was the opposite. It roared back with a vengeance. The breakthrough came when I stopped fighting the desire and instead befriended it. Today, I want to explain how you can do the same thing, so you can stop white-knuckling sobriety and start living joyfully within it. Even now, perched on more than 10,000 days without a drink, the doctor in me asks, how did I get here? And why did it take so damn long? For decades, I'd chased moderation like it was the Holy Grail. I tried to set rules, just on weekends, only wine, never before dinner, and I broke every single one. The proof was obvious. I was dependent. But here's something that puzzled me. My own experiment showed that I could actually stop drinking. The catch? Only when I replaced alcohol with something else. I built what I now call my chemical laundry list. Nicotine, pills, anything to change my state. And I told myself if I just avoided all of them, I'd finally be free. But all that bookkeeping didn't get me anywhere. I still woke up with hangovers and regret. My relationships frayed, and most of all, I couldn't live comfortably in my own skin. The real shift began during an enforced period of sobriety. With every intoxicant stripped away, I expected freedom, and for a moment I felt it. Then the desire came back, strong. I didn't want to get drunk. I didn't want the fallout. But there I was, quietly plotting ways to get away with it. My rational self knew I couldn't drink. But there was another part of me, shadowy and unfamiliar, that didn't care. Logic seemed to mean nothing to him. And from this rose the desire that made no sense, but that I couldn't resist. Up until then, my only strategy was to ignore this part of me or push it away. But the more I resisted, the more persistent it became. And that's when it hit me. My survival might depend on actually getting to know this desire. So I tried something radical. When the craving rose up, I didn't slam the door. I let it in. I sat with it, and I asked it what it wanted. And slowly, it told me its secret. I wasn't craving the alcohol itself. I wasn't chasing intoxication for its own sake. What I wanted was relief. Relief from the moment I was in. Alcohol had been my portal from the real world into a private one, where I could relax, daydream, and pretend that I had control. The next question was obvious. Relief from what? Sure, there were the usual problems, work stress, relationship, daily demands. My evening drink helped me ignore them, or solve them in the safety of my imagination. But sometimes the urge came after a win, after finishing a big task or a good day's work. And that's when I realized this wasn't just about escape from pain. It was also a reward, a vacation from responsibility. And alcohol was my passport. As I dug deeper, these truths showed me something uncomfortable. I had a belief that my life should be easy, predictable, and under my control. When I looked at that belief honestly, it was childish. And as long as I clung to it, my desire to distort reality would never go away. The alternative, that life is hard and unpredictable, terrified me. But avoiding that truth had been the architect of my addiction. Alcohol had been the glue holding together a house of cards, and eventually it collapsed. My turning point came when I accepted life's difficulty and uncertainty as normal. That meant building new tools to keep my head above water without intoxication. It meant persistent attention, not as punishment, but as prevention. Staying engaged kept little problems from turning into disasters. And something else happened. Uncertainty stopped being only frightening. I saw it could also be miraculous. Yes, bad things might happen, but so might joy, opportunity, meaning. The unpredictable future became less of a threat and more of an adventure. I didn't embrace this overnight, but over time, the escape I thought I needed lost its power. Not drinking stopped being just a rational choice, it became a desire. The desire to explore whatever was next in my life without editing it through a bottle. Recovery became about finding better ideas, better beliefs, ones that let me face reality without needing to alter it. Here's the truth. Everyone who stays sober will be revisited by the desire to drink. You can keep fighting it, carrying that weight forever, or you can befriend it. You can learn what it's really asking for and find healthier ways to meet that need. Yes, it's work, but life is work whether you drink or not. The only difference is that living life authentically gives you a shot at peace. I'm Dr. Donald Crowe, and my mission here at Second Act Sobriety is to explore what it really takes to stay sober and shine a light for those that are just starting the journey. If this resonates with you, subscribe, ring the bell, and share your thoughts in the comments. I read every one. Please check out these other videos, and remember, giving up alcohol doesn't mean giving up anything real. It means opening the door to the life you deserve. See you in the next one.